This video is brought to you by Scratch Off Maps. Thank you very much to them for sponsoring this video. It is a brilliant map with lots of availability online that you can go and check out. So the link is in the description. They've got numerous amount of maps, including if you're wanting to follow English football, you're wanting to follow and do as many grounds in the 92. You've got maps based for the NFL over in the United States. You've got Scottish maps as well. You've got European maps, German maps for you to go and check out. So lots of variety and lots of good options. A little bit about the map. The map, very easy to scratch off. It's very accessible. You can literally just pin it up and put it literally anywhere in your room. I've even put mine on the door. I also really like the fanometer that's available on the map, where you can see how many grounds you visited and see what kind of football fan you are. I've currently done 43 of the grounds available on the map. A seasoned traveller, and I've got my eyes set this season on getting to serious respect section. Don't forget, you can go and check out the map. The link is in the description. Remember, if you use code JSGC10 on checkout, you'll get 10% off your order. Links and details, they're in the description. What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing a Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with today's transfer update, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 200 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. So we're going to crack on with this video. We've got just two stories to speak about, but two very interesting stories, two stories to really get my teeth into. So the first one, and this may well be the most realistic transfer that we have ahead of the January transfer window, which is coming up, of course, in 3 months' time. And that comes in the form of an update on Valentin Barco. Now, Martin Liberman has said that Manchester City are going to sign Valentin Barco sometime between December and January, and Manchester City are planning to use him in the first team squad. Now, what I've heard on the grapevine is Manchester City are still looking at fullbacks, and this would tick that thought about what Manchester City are looking for. Valentin Barco, a rough gem, not got that European football experience under his belt as of yet. Manchester City are wanting to improve on his physique, according to Martin Liberman, to get him up to date with the physiques of the Premier League and with European football. It's believed that Manchester City have already sent Valentin Barco a diet plan. They want him to weigh 70 kilograms. He currently weighs 64 kilograms. Manchester City ideally want him at around 73 to 74, but they're wanting him by the time he potentially joins Manchester City, some point between December and January, for him to be weighing 70 kilograms, that it'll be good to go into the Manchester City first team squad, and they can assess the situation from there. We could be looking at our next Julian Alvarez. We could be looking at a Maximo Perrone, where we keep him around the first team squad and we assess the chance of him having first team football next season, and then in the summer address whether we want to keep him or whether we want to loan him. Of course, with Maximo Perrone, Manchester City decided to loan him to Las Palmas over in Spain, whereas with Julian Alvarez, we've chosen to keep him around the first team squad. We're not interested in selling him, we're not interested in loaning him, and now he's really becoming a seasoned first team regular at Manchester City, and that may just be the plan here with Valentin Barco as well. He's a 20-year-old left back, plays for Boca Juniors, 5'7", technically very gifted player, and as I said, Manchester City now wanting to get him prepped and ready in terms of the physical aspects, ready for the Premier League and ready for him to go, and of course providing competitive competition for places, and of course having him around the City first team squad ready for our push in the business end of the season, and having more strength in depth as well, which I'm never ever going to say no to. And of course, I found this most interesting because we've seen links with Juventus and Brighton and Hove Albion being the competitors here for Manchester City. It's seemingly been suggested here by Martin Liberman that Valentin Barco isn't interested in joining Juventus or Brighton and Hove Albion. He's going to be joining Manchester City, which I'm hoping that that's going to be true. As I said, he's a very bright prospect who just could save Manchester City a lot of money. I expressed in my last transfer update my concern about if we step away from Valentin Barco and he does, for example, join Brighton and Hove Albion, that in 12 to 24 months' time, a player that gets brought in for just over £10 million, for example, could all of a sudden be worth 60, 70, 80 million pounds, and you're paying a big premium. We don't want to make that mistake twice. We've already done that with Enzo Fernandez. We decided not to make a move for him. He goes to Benfica within 12 months. He's in the Argentina national team. He does impressive performances with them at the World Cup. His value skyrockets up to 120 million euros. He signs for Chelsea on a long-term deal. It's not really hitting it off at Chelsea. He's still a quality player, and now he's stuck. So I think Man City want to learn their lessons here and if you want to bring in these top prospects and you are interested in doing that, then you need to get it over the line rather than hesitating and umming and ahhing, because other clubs will take up the slack if Manchester City provide that, which I'm hoping we're not going to do with Valentin Barco, and all indications are suggesting that Manchester City are not going to do that, and Valentin Barco will become a Manchester City player either in December or potentially into the January transfer window as well. Now, moving on to the final transfer of this update, takes us on to an update on Jamal Musiala. I heard little murmurs over the summer about him being linked with a move to Manchester City, and the secret scout have said that Manchester City have identified Musiala and Bayern Munich as their priority to replace Kevin De Bruyne long term. So I want to speak about that and give some of my thoughts. So my first problem that I have with this transfer is Jamal Musiala is a very sought after player, and if Bayern Munich let the whole world know that Musiala is available for a transfer, Man City won't be the only team interested, which means Bayern Munich, they don't really do release clauses that would drive his price up. Man City don't get involved in negotiation ding-dong battles with other teams. Manchester City like release clauses, and they like to get transfers sorted with us only negotiating and that player choosing and wanting to join Manchester City. And as far as I'm aware, Musiala has never at one point said he wants to leave Bayern Munich, and never one point has he said that he wants to join Manchester City. And if this transfer is to happen, then things need to happen. So I have my doubts about that. I have my doubts about how expensive this transfer would be. Musiala is one of the best upcoming prospects in the world, plays for a top team in Bayern Munich, and it's all fine and well Man City with Valentin Barco going to Argentina, a player that's got a release clause, and there isn't too much money dipping in and around the Argentina league, so you can pay these premiums and you can pay the money and you can get these transfers done for an affordable price, and you can profit on these players as well, as that's how the market is in Argentina and how the market is here in Europe. Musial is already playing for a top European club, so a transfer from one top European club to another means it would be a big deal and it would be a big transfer. I can see that Man City, if they do want to replace Kevin De Bruyne long term, will either go down the route of a release clause, or they'll go down more of a hidden gem or a riskier transfer to bring that price down, to take a gamble on somebody else, to bring them in the hope that they'll be able to take over that slack from Kevin De Bruyne. But when it comes to replacing Kevin De Bruyne, it's just impossible, because Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best midfielders ever, in my opinion. He's one of Manchester City's best ever midfielders. He can do things that no other midfielder can do in the world. So replacing him just cannot be done. And I would suggest that if City do want to bring somebody in who would be that long-term replacement for him, I would suggest City going for a midfielder that may offer something a little bit different to that of De Bruyne and offer something a little bit different to the team. What that's going to be, I have no idea. I could do a whole video speaking about midfielders, how you go about doing something different to that of Kevin De Bruyne. I firmly believe we missed out on Jude Bellingham in the summer. Jude Bellingham would have been my ideal replacement long term to replace Kevin De Bruyne. If we'd brought Jude Bellingham in with this De Bruyne injury that he had as well, Jude Bellingham could have been taking over that slack, and he could have been helping Manchester City to push on and become even better than what we already are. And there are not many players out there who improve Manchester City. Jude Bellingham does that. Jamal Musiala has the potential to do that as well. As I said, I have my doubts about this transfer being doable for Manchester City, and I've heard rumours again on the grapevine that whilst Manchester City are always going to be interested in top-class players, it is nothing more than interest, and Man City at this moment in time are not planning to make an offer for Musiala, and it gets put to the back burner, as I like to say, on my transfer update. So, love to know your thoughts of Jamal Musiala. in the comments below. So there we go, that has been today's transfer update. Thank you everybody for watching. Do leave a thumbs up, 200 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new around here, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. It's free to subscribe, so any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and check out my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship to any videos or any general business inquiries. And do go and check out today's video sponsor. I rolled the promo video at the beginning of this video if you want to go and check off Scratch Off Maps. It's a fantastic map, so if you like ground hopping and going to different stadiums and stuff, you can go and check it out. They've got lots of cool maps, not just England-based maps. They've got European maps, German maps. They've got maps available in the United States of America if you like following NFL and things like that. So do go and check them out. The links and details there in the description. Do remember, use code JSGC10 on checkout to get 10% off your order. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow for my preview of Manchester City's now massive Champions League game against RB Leipzig, as we really do need to get back to winning ways ahead of a massive Premier League game against Arsenal away from home this weekend. We need a recovery because we've lost against Newcastle in the League Cup. We can get over that. We lost in the weekend against Wolves in the Premier League, and all of a sudden questions are getting asked, and Manchester City needs to answer them questions and respond. And the fact that we're not playing in the Premier League and we're playing every 3 to 4 days is a good thing. I'll go into much more detail in my preview, so I'll see you for that tomorrow. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.